Yo, I used to just really hate Osamason. I thought he was just like just a King Carson clone. And there's just so many examples from the sound to even partly his aesthetic too. You know what I mean? I ended up making a piece on him on a secret channel, just kind of talking about how trash Osamason was, and you know that piece just got so much hate, bro. So I kind of decided to go back and listen to his music just a little bit more carefully. And weirdly enough, bro, he ended up growing on me thanks to all that hate I got from that piece I made. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just pretty much just kind of break down why I think Osama-san will not fall off, and I think he actually will have like a pretty decent career. You know what I mean? Everything just kind of turned around for me, so I believe in him. Osama began making music in 2020 under the name Proud of You Mari. I've heard a few snippets of his sound, and the sound's very different to his current sound. Like, I'm talking about a totally different style of rap, like nothing even close.
Bitch, get down. So I'm not playing with these niggas. They K broad, they slay me a nigga. 4K, baby, get that K with him, nigga. And he keep Lil Tay with him, nigga. Lil Tay?
You fuck with me! You fucking with his back!
I'm the guy.
By 2021, he began releasing music under his current moniker, Osama-san. His first few slew of projects, the EPs, I'm the Man, Venice, and Carnival, were all released during that time, and I heard a little bit of it, but the mixing is just not there, so I just didn't really vibe with it. Then in early 2023, the collaboration project called Osama Vert and Two Slime proceeded to release of the EP Bad Habits, and to be honest with you, I've kind of dipped my toes in a little bit. He wasn't really ready to blow up at that time. On April 7th, Osama-san's breakout single CTSV was released and began gaining traction online. The song CTSV goes pretty hard, but it sounds super rough, but eventually I've kind of had it in my rotation a little bit, and it definitely grew on me. His music was further popularized by the internet personalities such as Bruce Dropomoff, who played Osama songs on his live streams. I've seen a few clips of Bruce's streams. I've just never really got into his streams, to be honest with you. Like me personally, the only streamer I actually watch is probably Block Boy Max, and he definitely goes hard with it. On June 2nd, 2023, Osama-san released Troops, the lead single from his debut studio album, Osama Season. Like CTSV, the song saw considerable success online. And Troops, when I first heard it, I didn't like it, I'm not gonna lie. But it's in my rotation now. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Troops is an insane track and kind of gives off nostalgic vibes to it, and it's one of my favorites by him. Just kind of became my favorite. I just can't even explain it. Just like the instrumental just has this nostalgic vibe to it that I fuck with. Osama Season itself was released on July 21st. With music critics from Pitchfork and The Fader highlighting the tracks Working, Kata, Summer 16, and Anti, and the song Accent Sex. A lot of the tracks on Osama Season sound like a copy and paste to King Carson songs, especially the song Accent Sex. When I first heard it, I literally thought it was just like a Ken Carson leak, you know what I mean? So he was not beating those clone allegations back in the day. He embarked on the Next Gen tour alongside fellow rappers Can Summers, Highway, and the producer Filthy. Osama-san ended up signing to Atlanta Records before the release of his second studio album, Flex Music, on December 8th. But there's also kind of rumors that he may have got signed a little bit earlier, you know what I mean? Maybe even like a management deal. On February 16, 2024, Osama-san released Flextra, the 6-track deluxe edition of Flex Music. On February 18th, he kicked off with the Flex Music Tour, his first as a headliner. The tour concluded with a performance at Rolling Loud, California on March 16th. And, Flex Music was a really good project. It took some time for me to grow on it just because of the heavy distorted 808s and the mixing of the vocals just doesn't sound mixed. It's just super hard to listen to for the average listener. But like once you listen to the first few, like maybe 2 to 3 songs in the project, you kind of just start getting used to what the project's gonna sound like, and your ears just kind of like adjust to it, and then you just kind of start getting into the vibe of it. You know what I mean? It's interesting how a lot of hardcore underground fans think he'll fall off because of his mixing. But, you know, the mixing of his tracks are pretty bad, and the bass is just too distorted. Same with the vocals. Vocals on the song Kata, you can barely hear his vocals because that beat drowns, just literally drowns him out. You know what I mean? So I definitely see why a lot of people are like, yo, he's gonna fall off. He's very one-dimensional. Especially with songs and the vocals in the song Kata. You can barely even hear his vocals because the beat drowns him out. Like, it literally... his voice is literally sinking like it's water. You can't like hear his vocals at all. Same with the song Baghdad. The beat is just too overpowering and the beat is just too distorted. This kind of sounds like a straight up tornado of a mess. You know, this makes it hard for the average listener to really enjoy his music. And, you know, like, just with all of that I was saying, people say he's definitely one-dimensional. It only makes heavy, hardcore songs, which the fans aren't really lying about that. I don't think he'll fall off, though, and here's why. Because, you know, he just has such a strong fan base. Like, I've seen some of his vlogs, I've seen people on Twitter, I've seen people online, seen a few people in person that just really love Osamason. I definitely get it. You know, his fans just really mess with his heavy beats, and you know, I definitely do too. I'm not gonna lie, I'll admit, I think at the beginning he's definitely Ken Carson clone, and usually clones, if done well, can be close to the same size as original artists, at least half the size. And Ken Carson's peak first week sales are 49K first week. And I think at the peak of Ken's career, I think he'll probably touch like 100K one day. And I think Osamason can at least do half that one day. So I kind of predict Osamason will probably peak out his career around 40 to 50K first week sales in his career. He shows he can make commercial sounding songs. And, you know, some of the commercial sounding songs are just like a little glimpse of how it be in the song Nothing. Kind of reminds me of a King Carson or Uzi type song. And then the song Talking to a Ghost, where he's kind of rapping over a drum and bass, hard rock kind of pop sounding track. But overall, bro, I just don't think he's going to fall off. A lot of people doubt him, but it's almost like I have a stronger relationship with his music after me just absolutely hating him, because I didn't make a hate video towards him. So I don't think he's gonna fall off.